Embarrassed, to cause to feel self-conscious or ill at ease. A lot of people have told their most embarrassing moment on YouTube, but mine specifically is a response to Allie, Rogue Blue Jay, and you should check his out because it'd make a great episode for any sitcom. It's not that hard for me to choose my most embarrassing memory because there's one that really sticks out, and I don't feel like I had that many others to choose from. Don't get me wrong, that shortage of moments to choose from is not from ever not being awkward. It's more that I spent the most embarrassing years of my life, middle school, being socially ignorant enough that I never realized I was supposed to be embarrassed. And that's both a gift and a curse. I came out of middle school virtually unscathed, but I also came out of middle school and into high school still socially inept. Now this video is going to be fun for those who troll my videos talking about my nose, because in the 6th grade, I broke my nose. To keep it short, I rollerbladed face first into the metal bleachers in our church gym. To defend myself, I was being chased and the bleachers had been pulled out an extra step since the last slap I'd taken around the gym. But Maggie, why didn't you catch yourself? To clarify that, I did try to catch myself. My hands were on the bleacher above where my face hit. Now when you see somebody like a boxer get their nose broken that way or that way, it's no big deal. Their coach just pops it back into place. But of course I wasn't that fortunate. No, instead my nose decided to go into my skull. If it had gone in too much further, it would have hit my brain and we'd have had some much bigger problems. The adults who were supervising this momentous occasion in my life promptly got me an ice pack and marched me across the street to where my mother was. My mother proceeded to grab an oral surgeon at our church, assuming that he looks at this area of people's faces enough. He can tell if something's wrong, which in itself is wrong. His reasoning was that if it wasn't bleeding, it wasn't broken. Even though my nose had gone into my skull, with the swelling you couldn't really tell, it just looked bruised. All I knew was that my face was not supposed to feel like that. So a few days later, once the swelling went down, we went to an ENT to get a real answer, and he agreed that, yeah, my nose was probably broken. But it wasn't going to be an easy fix like one of those side breaks I told you about. No, I was going to have to get surgery. So a week later, poor little 6th grade me got put under anesthesia. And then they drove a nail up my nose, popped it forward, and set it in place. I'm sorry, are you too queasy? Like, should I have warned you about that? 'Cause this happened to my face. I wish the pain and embarrassment had ended there. But no, as a result of my surgery, my nose bled profusely. All the time. So what was I going to do? I had to go back to school, so they gave me a system that was basically 2 elastic bands that hooked around my ears and then stretched forward with a clear part, and you put gauze under it, and it looked like a mustache, but it wasn't, and it caught the blood that ran out of my nose all the time, and I knew when to change it when the girls started screaming next to me in class. But thankfully, the embarrassment ended there, and I was able to stop wearing my drip pad the afternoon of my first dance. So, did your most embarrassing moment land you in surgery? Tell me about it down below or in a video response. And to several of you, I'll see you at VidCon.